All right. This is the very first episode. I don't know whatever to call this, but this will just be first few episodes of the podcast, whatever channel this is going to turn into. I don't know how many years we'll look back on this, but this is not my first time doing a podcast like this. I've done many of them many times, and let's get right into it. No BS. My name is Atheno. I am a content creator in Rainbow Six Siege, making content and doing this for a living full time 2 years or 2 years. But I've been making content since I was like 12 or 11 YouTube videos. But Siege content creator, soon to be the best. And want to introduce yourself, Vex?
Yeah, I'm Vexian. I am the mastermind behind basically every video you've ever watched on R6 YouTube. And I I work with creators and I manage them, helping them increase their revenue, making their videos better, and building teams that kind of just run themselves so that they can just have more free time to do things like this.
Good enough. Yes. So if you guys don't know, me and Vex have been working together. Also, I don't know the. There's no introduction, no like topic we're gonna be going on. I think we're just gonna be ranting hopefully the first 10 episodes probably don't mean anything, but it is what it is. But yeah, like little backstory. Me and Vexian work on our. He helps me with my channel, and obviously I pay him. So both have good ends that we meet. We've been working together for probably since February or March. I think it was February.
Something like that. It's
And
February is when I called you, and we had the call, and then I think it was like end of March is when we started working together, and then we like things took off like pretty much in April.
yeah, so that's when I started taking YouTube more seriously. I've always had like the same drive and all that kind of stuff, but Vaxian definitely helped expand my learning, and I learned pretty quickly, and we hit 100,000. We went from 20. So I grew my channel and probably got hard stuck around 26,000 subscribers. And then when I started working with Vexian, then we blew up to 100,000 by September. So it took about 5 months, 5 to 6 months to get 100,000, 80,000 subscribers. I would say it was definitely a lot of thanks to shorts. I have been a TikTok Siege creator, probably one of the top. I would make 4 a day, and that actually reminds me back to like way back before I met anybody. It was just me, my phone. Um, I miss those days. Those days is what makes Siege content or just content creation in general very memorable for me because I remember exactly how I was a creator. And nowadays, it doesn't matter if you're watching this or you're a regular person, anybody, you can make anything out of yourself. People like anything. There's a million people out there that like any industry you think of. Smurfs, peanut butter, boxing, Jello,
That is true.
anything you can think of anything and you can make it out of it. Especially with Siege Gaming, there was already a platform that I just wanted to become a Siege streamer. Um, but yeah, it's YouTube Shorts is definitely something that any creator should take on. It's literally there's no benefit or no harm to using them. Even if a short gets like 100 views, there's its own short tab. You know, it's only gonna get 100 views if you literally just put no effort into it. You could even record like right now. I could really be like, it's a controversial statement. I could be like, turtles suck. It can literally, I did clip it out of this. You don't need no fancy camera. You just need an iPhone, bro. There's plenty of people, and plenty of people that. I saw like a tweet the other day. Some dude had like 93,000 subscribers just from an
Well,
iPhone.
I mean, I'll put it this way. Like, I mean, if you want it enough, you'll make it happen, right? And like, we live in an age where like everything is relatively accessible, right? And because everything's so accessible, as long as you just have the work ethic, and you just apply yourself in the correct manner, because like a lot of people will think about like just applying themselves as like working hard, which is like that's a topic for another time. Because like working hard doesn't mean like you're getting results. But like, if you apply yourself appropriately, like you can do anything. And like I've saw the same tweet. I'm pretty sure you maybe saw that tweet because I retweeted it, but it was like a dude he's a relatively large creator, like 90 to 100,000 subs, and the majority of his videos are shot on iPhone. Just because that's what he has. It's what works. And hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You don't need a fancy $6,000 camera to shoot tech videos when you have an iPhone that shoots 4K quality, 60 FPS, with no issue. So I mean, it just goes to show you, like, in order to get to where you want to be, you don't have to like have all the fancy things. And a lot of people, you'll probably see this in your stream or comments, are like, oh, I want to get into content creation, I want to do this, I want to do that. But like, they're like, "Oh, but I don't have a Shure SM7B." It doesn't matter. Like, get a Blue Snowball, like, or record off your phone, like you're saying. Like, just get a lavalier mic and talk into it. Like, everything is so accessible, and I think it's like a lot of people just like think they need the fancy things because everyone they see has the fancy things, which I think is like probably not a great thing long term, but not really how you're supposed to be looking at it. Because like if you're driven and you want to do it, like you'll get it done.
Yeah, like I think another good example is like you can really think of it even like as basic as like how do I say this? Like imagine like if a student in class they uploaded something viral, maybe like a kid doing a perfect square or not square circle, doing a perfect
Yo,
circle.
a perfect square draws a
Hey,
circle,
listen,
like, dude.
I was the minimalist in high school, man, and we'll get down to it later. But yeah, like you can do something like that, or maybe like some kid dancing. All like I think, well, just in TikTok in general, just like people are like dancing in front of the app gives you a sound, your camera, you just have to press record, you start dancing, whatever you want, boom, you get so much exposure that is insane. And for people to think, before I start the YouTube channel, I need to get a camera, I need to get a laptop, so I can do. Bro, listen, you can think about this. If you were to have all of this stuff, right, then you have a $6,000 camera, you have a laptop, you have this production team, whatever. I don't think people are going to think about that. But let's say that your content just sucks. So now you just make content that sucks in 4K or something under 6K. But
I see that a lot. Like, I don't know if you've seen that, but like, it's especially like a pandemic on Twitch, because maybe like some people are doing it for a hobby, right? And like I don't know if you have a hobby, right? It's like taekwondo. So like you spend money on that hobby, and like I know like there are people who just like stream on Twitch, but like I've seen like people on Twitch who are actively like trying to make a living on Twitch, and they'll have like a $6,000 or $7,000 setup, and they'll be streaming to 23 viewers, and it's just like, well, you're making great content. Not really, just making terrible content in 4K. Like, it looks great, but it's terrible.
I know too
And
many
I think
people. I know so many
it's
people actually.
so funny,
They got the
dude.
stress. They got the same mic as me. They got a nice camera. They got like all these LED lights, 3 monitors, good graphics card, but they're still hard stuck plat 3 and they complain. They stream maybe like 2 times a week after their job. So
Yeah, I mean, kind
but
of just like
do,
goes
do,
full
do, no,
circle.
no, no, do not get me wrong though. There's nothing wrong with streaming on the side. There's nothing wrong with, you know, working your 9 to 5 and then streaming after. I don't do that, or I don't crap on that because I know plenty of people do that, and it actually does working out. Um, but that can get to a topic until later. But yeah, I think there's the biggest mistake someone can do when they start streaming is the money. Well, obviously you can make a lot of money. Like look at Kai Cenat, freaking 100,000. You see all these people. You see people get like all these people get 1,000 subs, 100 subs. It adds up. But if you're thinking about that, sure, that's good long term. I mean, who doesn't want to make money? Otherwise, we wouldn't be streaming in the first place. But you can't just start streaming and be like, okay, where's the free? The saying, money just gotta come from the sky. Yeah, some random dude just gonna come to someone with 10 viewers, donate 10,000 bits. No, it's not gonna how it's gonna work. It might
Um,
work if you make valuable content at first. It's funny. I think there's always 3 ways content goes viral. If it's not in these 3 categories, it's not gonna do good. 1, entertainment. 2, inspiration. 3, educational. Yeah. If it's not any of those 3, it's not gonna do good.
I feel like inspiration is just kind of under education. I feel like it's just like an adjacent thing, like, or like it could be under the an umbrella of like
Well,
inspirational,
education as in like
or even
math
entertainment. Like,
tutorial.
I feel like the only like I think there's only like 2 types of content, and it's like you have like entertainment, and then you have like education, because like education is like anything teaching, and like anything that is like entertainment is entertaining. So like if something is inspirational, like it could also be entertaining. I think that would fall into that. I mean, I guess like it is like uniquely its own thing, because it really isn't either. But I don't necessarily think that like it like that is a qualifier to go viral. But I mean, I could be wrong. I don't see very like
Uh,
many
yeah.
inspirational
I
things
mean,
go viral,
for
except
an
like if it's from Tate, I guess. Well, Now I'm really thinking about it. I guess it is a qualifier to go.
Well, for example, like
recommend it.
if I think an example would be like if I were to watch who's a ninja, like like maybe you don't really watch Fortnite that much. Maybe you don't really um game, or maybe you don't even know much about like the streaming. Well, actually, hold on. Let's say you don't know about Fortnite, and but you like Ninja. He's getting all these subs. He's fast chat. He's entertaining. So like, and you see like, oh wow, like maybe I want to have a stream like that one day, and you see what it's like to have an active community, and him doing. He's got like freaking Red Bull sponsor in the background. So like, just watching like a successful stream makes you want to come back and keep watching it, and eventually you latch on to whatever game they're playing, whatever they're talking about. Maybe even like, what is it? What's that dude on TikTok? Well, you probably don't know, but like he cuts hair and he does inspirational messages. His name is like Vic Blends. I think that's a good example. Like I would put him in like the inspirational / entertainment. But yeah, like just I think I just think those three categories, like if you just like target any of those, then it'd be easy. But yeah, there's just so many misconceptions. Like I've gone so deep into it. Like you could throw me like any, like if you want to start, give me any excuse, give me any situation. I'll literally figure it out for you.
Oh, my favorite one. I don't have time. that one is like the quintessential, like I don't have time. And it's like I don't want to hear like people say I don't have time. Like I'm a big proponent of this too, like like, right, like I'll like screw around, I'll watch like a YouTube video, or like I'll spend time on Twitter. I'm like, I don't have time. It's like realistically, like looking back on it, because I've been really conscious of it recently. Like I'll tweet, but like I'm very rarely on Twitter now, outside of like when I'm actively posting a tweet. But it's like the amount of time that is freed up by not having any social media is shocking. Like go into your phone, go to your settings, and go to screen time and see what apps are on your screen time. And I bet you TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, or Snapchat to an extent is like over the course of a week, it's probably like 5 to 10 hours. That's 5 to 10 hours a week that you could be applying to creating something that's going to generate you value, and potentially like maybe not like immediately be life changing, but like that's basically what like Athena did. Like in essence, like he just granted he's like leveraging social media, but he's not spending time with those social medias for like dopamine and like cheap pleasure, because like there is time. Like there's like 24 hours in the day. Everyone has the same 24 hours. Just like figure out what is going to be the best use of your time in those 24 hours and apply it there. Like I hate the whole I don't have time thing. It is like it just shows me you don't want it enough. Like that's all it shows me if you say you don't have enough time.
A good story or example I have is like, I remember, yeah, what was it? I have to remember the exact. Okay, so I won't say who, but this person, I told him, like, I was in a car ride with him for like an hour. We were going to somewhere, and we had a good conversation about just life in general, and being able to, I like the path that I took. He kind of wanted to take one similar to that, because he grew up gaming as well, like any other dude. And him and the others, like yeah, we want to, it'd be nice to be full-time content, all this kind of stuff, right? And I told him like, okay, you told me this all the time, like, you want to get back into streaming, you want to get back into it, but obviously you're working, because he's a little bit older than me, but he works jobs and stuff like that, right? But they're regular, just not regular 9 to 5s. Maybe 6 to maybe, in case he does a double. But for now, let's just say like 6 to 8 hours, right? The average person works about 8 hours a day at their job, right? 8 hours. Let's say you sleep 8, sleep 7 to 8. Or how you can really be flexible with this. Work 8 hours. That's what how many hours in the day you have left?
You have 8 hours.
8 hours,
Three phases of 8. So you have 8 hours of free time. Now, like granted, like if you have to travel, like there might be an hour to commute, but like let's say on average you have 6 hours of free time.
Yeah. So like, so 8 to 6. Okay, well maybe you need to drive. Maybe you need to eat. Maybe you need to poop. Maybe you need to take the dog out. I don't know, whatever. Maybe that's about 3 hours away. So about 3 hours of 3-ish hours. I feel like that's cap, bro. I feel like I used to.
I literally just said it's 6 to 8 hours of free time. Like it is what it is. Like even if you factor in like driving and like eating.
Yeah,
it
actually still is. Yeah,
like,
actually now I think about that.
It's like you've got like 8 hours is like the max, but like it's like realistically like 6 hours.
So
like you probably have free time a day.
Yeah, so all that time is enough to make a side hustle work. When I say side hustle, I don't mean you're working a second job, but you're working on a passion project or maybe a money project. So that, and then we get into the specifics of it. Okay, if you have 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours, who cares? If you have a priority, if you actually have a goal, you will make time for it. What do you guys have? Oh, I'm just using my free time. I wanna. So going back to that, let's go back to the story. So I had a car ride with him. I asked him, okay, you told me you want to get back into it, blah blah blah. Yeah, you work, so cool. You're making good money. But I'm like, okay, I need to get this situated from you. I'm only gonna be hard on you about this kind of stuff if you want it. Do you really want to stream? Is this really what you want to do as your dream, or what you really want to do? I bet you so many people work 9 to 5s. You can ask them, is this really what you want to do for the rest of your life? If you had the chance to take on a dream job, would you do it? Yes. Okay. So I asked him, do you really want it? He's like, yes, I do want to do it. Okay, that made everything so clear to me. Now I can literally, because I've done this path before. I've done this path of, well, I was actually lucky enough to do this in high school, but it doesn't matter. School, work, does not matter. And I asked him, okay, yeah, he's on board. Okay, so we're on board. Then the next night, I think we were in his room. I was on the computer doing some work, and then he was scrolling through. He's on the beanbag, scrolling through TikTok. And he's like laughing. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I was watching. He didn't answer me, but I knew he was watching a funny video. I'm like, right now, could you be working on some content? Could you be streaming? Could you be working on a video? And he just looked at me. He's like, on his phone, just kept scrolling. Right? I'm like, okay, what? Like, if you are on TikTok, if you're consuming content on your phone, is this your? He's like, oh, this is my free time. I worked all day. This is my free time right now. What? So you want to make it. So you want to make it, but you don't want to do the work for it. The simple. It can even. I literally even showed him. I literally made a clip of him when we were working together. This is how you do it. And then you screen record your clip. You record your clip. Boom. You put it up. And he's like, yeah, it's really that easy. Yeah, sure. Oh wait. And he kept going. He kept scrolling through his old Twitch clips, and he was like, man, I missed this so much. I'm like, bro, you can make it back, and you can make so many more of those memories. But there was just no, people, they don't take action. So saying that you don't have time is bullshit.
Yeah, I think that's like the worst excuse. There's also some other like really bad excuses that have like I guess more validity. I don't have any water, so I'm gonna die. Um, so I'll try to explain this before I need to grab
Detract
some water.
water, hide, and what is it? H2O from your body, because just mentally program.
I'll try doing that, but it's like really cold out, so it's really dry. But like there's like other things that like besides like the I don't have time, which is like I guess like it's the most bullshit because obviously like time is like the most valuable resource and like everyone has a surplus of it. It's just that they don't know how to like really like focus it. Um, but it's like I don't have money or like I don't know or I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start is a really like weird one for me because like it's really simple. Like if you want something, like and I don't know, like this is how I do things. This is probably how you do things too. Like if I want something, so like here's the end goal, right? Like over here. And like I just work backwards. Okay, like so what step do I need to get to there? What step do I need to get from there? And I just like make goals and I just crush them. So it's like, okay, like I'm starting a business literally right now. Like as of today, I'm actively like starting a business. It's Monday. And like I'm like, okay, so what do I need to do to like grow my business? Like I want this business independent from my other business to make like 10 grand a month. So I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? Well, first of all, I need to get my first client. I can't make money if I don't have clients for this business. So I need to get my first client. So you know what I've done? I've sent emails to people that'll be like, hey, I think this service would be interesting. I think you could make some money like with the service. Like that's what I'm doing. So it's like if you don't know where to start, like figure out like where your goal is and then just figure out the steps to that goal. So it's like, okay, I need 10K. The first step is I need my first client, then 10 clients. And then from there, scaling that up to all those clients paying me $1,000 a month. Once I'm there, okay, now I'm at 10K. I'm at my goal. What's my next long-term goal? Right. And I think a lot of people don't understand where it's like, I don't know where to start. Like in reality, it's like they don't also know where to end. They just want to like do it because they're like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber, but they don't have like a long-term end goal.
So
Which is
one
it's like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
one thing to add right onto that, and you keep continuing, but like one thing that Tristan Tate said really good is that like so Sneeko asked him, he's like, so what's the mindset of being a millionaire? How do you become a millionaire? And you know, like what's the as people would say, like what's the secret advice to it? But then he told them is like in the beginning, he never even wanted to be a millionaire. What they started was like he told Andrew, he's like, you know, if we can, Andrew told him, if we can just scrape up enough money to pay rent, eat food, and just bare minimum of life, then it'll be good to live. And you know, as they scraped up enough for to live, then when they're, you know, they have the rent paid, then they'd be like, okay, well maybe I want that next car. And so there's always a smaller mountain. There's always new mountains to climb, even after becoming a millionaire. Okay, maybe you want to become multi-millionaire, more and more in there. So like, so it's just like it comes to sound as simple. Maybe you want to become an affiliated Twitch streamer. The affiliated tweet the Twitch affiliate requirements is 3 average viewers. Let's say you want to start. Your first mountain to climb would be to get that 1 viewer. Then 1 viewer, okay, pull it up on your phone. That's what I used to do. Second viewer, pull it up on your iPad, your iPad or your laptop. 2 viewers. And then third viewer would just be maybe a family member that would come in here and there, and then you know you stack family members and they come 3 or 4. Boom, that's your next mountain. Your next mountain to climb is Twitch partner. So you see, like, you don't just go from start streaming Twitch partner in like 30 days. That's not. It's very, very unrealistic. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that. But I think you shouldn't focus too much on. You shouldn't focus too much on like getting to a certain destination quickly. You know, people always say you should focus on the destination or focus on the journey rather than the destination.
I'll add to that. And I like even like adding another like proverb, right? It's like the man who enjoys to like walk will walk farther than the man who has a goal. Right, because like that's just how it is, right? So like I mean, if you see like all these like hyper successful people, and like I've been like incredibly lucky, and like I won't deny that, where like one of my mentors from early on is he was very successful like compared to like the average person, and one of my current clients who's mentoring me, he's taking me under his wing, is incredibly successful. His business does $20 million a year. So like obviously I know that, but like their whole thing is like they're always trying to do like more. They're always trying to just do things. Like they don't have like an end goal. They'll have like 5 things they're doing at once. Like, oh, I want to get really good at this, right? Like I want to master this craft, and like okay, they've mastered it to like the extent they want, and they're like, okay, what do I do now, right? And like they keep going. And in some cases, like there are people that I know personally that they only have one goal, but like they keep going. They want to be the best at that goal, and they will not stop until they are the number 1 at that goal. And they keep going. So like they just keep on like doing the journey, and like when they get there, who knows what happens, right? But like up until that point, like they're always progressively getting better. So like if you just want to like if you want it, right, and you want to win, like yeah, you can set goals and like you'll be successful, right? If you hit those goals and you have a system in place and it's like here's what I'm going to do and here's why I'm going to do it, then you're going to be successful. But if you want to be like really successful and you want to guarantee success, you're going to figure out how to enjoy the journey. And like I'm talking about like the shitty parts of the journey. Like me in business, I've lost money. I learned from it. I just kept going. Yeah, looking back, like, yeah, it sucks, but like, I enjoyed the fact that I got the lesson out of that and I can keep going forward. So, like, if you want to be successful, you have to enjoy what you're doing and enjoy the process, even if the process is really boring, really slow, and sometimes just objectively not good.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that behind the scenes, like obviously for social media nowadays, you know, you see all these people with TikTok followers, blah blah. Oh, they just got lucky, they got good overnight, algorithm favored them. But you probably didn't see the million of drafts that they fucked up the dance, or maybe you know, misedited a video or something like that. Maybe like, oh, one viral clip of a podcast. Oh, you know, they just got a rich person on there, but you didn't see the 26 other podcasts they did with nobodies that got like maybe 100 views, and then that 27th one just really popped off. And obviously you never found out about that creator or person until that 27th one blew up, or else you would never see them in your life ever again. So I think when you first start out, just understand that like not every day is going to be, oh, you know, party with XQC and, you know, like all these crazy days, and not every day is going to be like that. There's going to be days where, you know, you maybe can't stream or maybe you can't do that. But and that comes down to priorities. It comes down to what we were talking about earlier. Is like, if you really want it, you'll make time for it. So like I said, enjoy the journey rather than the destination as well.
I mean, yeah. I don't have anything to disagree. I guess since this is like the first podcast is like very like creator focused. More or less,
Yeah,
or
we're
how
at
it's going.
25 minutes right now, so we'll do like one more. Let's go with a so as creator.
I think what's one piece of advice you give to a creator? Like what is like it could be like a secret piece of advice, which there really aren't any, or it could just be like a super high value piece of advice, like something that like might not be like simple. Because like I know probably the audience that's watching this, like some of them might want to be creators, and I'd imagine some of our creator friends are going to watch this. That's just my assumption. So that being said, like what is one quintessential piece of advice? I'll let you go first, and then I have mine right now.
Consistency. I would say you have to show up, even if don't feel like it. Maybe I had a long day at my job. I deserve to go watch anime and maybe take some takeout and enjoy my night because self-care, bro.
Dude, oh my god, have you seen the post with the like it was like a dude and he promoted one of his like workers to like a manager so he can open and close, and she just didn't fucking open the shop because she, and I quote, texted him, "I don't have the spoons available to open the shop." What?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I would say as a creator, what I mean by consistency is it doesn't mean by like daily posting. But it should most likely be daily posting. As an early creator, you want to focus on. Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna change my advice. My advice for any creator starting out is quantity over quality, because when you first start out, you're not gonna know exactly what's gonna make you pop off. I never knew what was gonna make me pop off. I just made siege montages with music, posted my random clips. I posted maybe like hundreds of those, and one day I was like, oh, maybe I want to take a tip video and turn on my OBS, voice over it. Boom, that video did instantly better than all my other ones. Oh, maybe I should do more of this. Then I made a TikTok. I was like, stop fucking tilting, stop getting angry. Boom, 10,000 views. Where the hell did all this come from? 10,000 views in one post? I'm like, well, but that 10,000 that pop off is not because I got lucky. Well, I did get lucky, but it's because I showed up every single day in my sophomore year of high school, uploading that video, and eventually one landed. Now, when I say eventually one landed, that doesn't mean, oh, algorithm accidentally picked it up. No, I just made a good piece of content. I didn't make some boring shit no one wanted to watch. When I say quantity, I don't mean, upload the bare minimum and then I did my work today. Time to go. I don't know, like what's some bullshit self-care people do nowadays?
Take a bath.
I don't know, some dumb shit. I can't even think of it because I don't do that shit anymore. But what I'm trying to say, let's just keep it short. But quantity over quality. You will discover more about yourself and the results by doing it, not by saying I'm gonna try to post and stream every day. You're in the same spot. But when you take action, oh wait, that video went viral overnight. I only did it because you pressed post. So focus on quantity over quality, and then you can go with what's your best tip for a creator.
I will say quantity over quality is probably the best tip, and it's something I agree with, and I get a lot of shit for being like a strategist. People are like, I don't agree with that. I think you're wrong about that. And I think like to an extent, like early on, you have to do it. Like you have to and it's the best way to learn as well. Like just like posting, figuring out what works, and like iterating. But my best tip is might be not a very not a lot of people are gonna think about it, but you're gonna agree when I say it, is the company that you keep in your network, right? So it's like, for example, if you're going solo, there's two benefits for this. So if you're going solo, you only have yourself to provide like feedback with and to understand like what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and you can be biased, you can be like incorrect in the way that you're perceiving things. So having someone in your camp that will help you and like give you a second frame of mind, and me and Athena will do this constantly. Like today, like even before this podcast, we sat down. It was like, okay, so here's the video, here's the title. I'm like, I don't like that, and we hash it out, and we'll get to something that we both agree on, right? So like, he'll have an idea, I'll have an idea, and like, hey, maybe his idea originally was better, maybe my idea was original better, but because we're doing that and we're hashing it out, we're getting to an idea that like is a good middle ground, right? And I think consistently, and you could probably contest to this, that over a course of time, like those videos that we meet in the middle, like they do better, right? Because it's like it's collaborative. We're going at it and like we're understanding it from both perspectives, and we're applying those perspectives to get like a end result that is pretty good. And the second part of that is like, okay, you learn faster with other people. So imagine like you're just starting out and you got like a friend, right? And like you guys both have 0 subs. If you go out and you make failures, okay, well, you're only making failures by one person. But if you have 2 or 3 people at the same time, all making those failures and learning, that's compounding results where you can get much better, much faster. And I know this is true for this might be the best examples like Garfield. I know Garfield also had friends with him that like started doing YouTube at the same time, like Odie and stuff. And like those guys like benefited at the same time that Garfield was benefiting because when Garfield failed, they also learned at the same time. So like you can learn faster and you have more perspective and you can just overall like be more encompassed and more well-rounded with more people. Now to an extent, you don't want to diversify your camp too much, and you don't want to let like I don't want to say snakes in, but you don't want to let unsavory individuals in or someone who's going to hold you back, right? Like if you have a friend who's like just taking it like not as serious as you, like you don't have to cut them off. Like it's simple as that. Like you absolutely need the same people who are similar minded, but just different viewpoints. Like they're the same drive, they have the same goals and passion, they understand what it's going to take to get there, and they don't care. But the only difference is they have a different like view, right? So that's like what you need, and I think it's a really underrated tip. And I would wager if you got a lot of creators who are smaller, and just like put them together and like, hey, like here's like the success, like just do it, like they would be more successful.
Yeah, that's like one of the saying of like your net worth is your network. A lot of times, you know, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know and what they know as well. You know
Yep.
some some dude with I don't know, like, oh yeah, he had 900, he had 1 million subs on YouTube. But now that guy just like, he he he's sticking with his old ways, and maybe he's getting decent views, but then what about that dude on and like this that got 100,000 in current year? Maybe he knows something that the other dude doesn't know, so that might have more value than the other dude. Oh yeah, he has 1 million subs, but that guy's just he's complacent now. So I think we've gone over a good amount of for the first episode. I think we'll need to do the middle ground again, or trying to find this out. But if you guys who were watching this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I actually forgot what it's called, but
I hope we don't call it Goat Mountain, which is what it's currently called. I hope we can change that to anything else.
uh,
Anything.
whatever it is right now, if it is Gold Mountain, then yeah, we'll think about it. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll say bye to them,
Good, good,
and on to the
goodbye,
next.
viewers.